So the incentive ad is essentially, in this case, promoting the workshop, okay, which can be a free workshop or a paid workshop. It depends on the level of authority that you have and the specificity of the workshop, whether it's an in-person workshop, like you literally have a location where you invite people, you have a venue, like those things are paid, especially if you're offering something that is a material thing or a very highly niche training, that we see in the industry. Hello, my lovely internet friends. Welcome back to another video. In today's session, we are going to talk about whether or not the workshop group to sell formula is the right one for your business and for your industry. Okay. The reason we are talking about this is because I'm getting a lot of messages from you and asking whether or not this is something that we can deploy for your business. Maybe you want to implement it and you're thinking, okay, this could be a good solution, but I'm just unsure whether or not it will work for me. Okay, so first I want to just recap for those that don't remember or have not watched my previous video on the workshop launch funnels or the group launch funnels. I'm going to give you a recap of what I mean by that. This is very trendy right now for the sheer reason is because your leads that you are getting, when you are generating leads in your business, they're usually a phone number or an email. And, the only thing that you can do is to email them or harass them. But what we want to do, marketers, in 2022 is we want to find ways to build our authority, nurture them, and have access to them. So that's the third reason why the workshop group funnels or all of these launch funnels that are very, very effective to build that relationship, to build that nurturing, and to have direct access to the leads that are flowing into your system. Okay, so I want to just show you something here. Um, to explain to you, for those of you who have not seen my previous video on this, just to walk you through this group funnel slash workshop launch funnel formula. Essentially, just to very easily summarize it for you, it starts with the incentive ad. So the advertisement which is an incentive ad that leads to a registration page, and that leads to a Facebook group, that leads to a sale. Now I see that I have not put everything in line perfectly. I spent 2 minutes to throw this together so I can demonstrate better for you. But the goal is for you to understand that at the beginning of these type of group funnels is always the incentive ad, okay? And the incentive ad can be, two things essentially. The first thing that it could be is it could be a workshop. Okay, so workshops are great to demonstrate your expertise, to build, the tribe of highly targeted prospects that could become your clients, and give them something of value, teach them something so that they walk away learning something from you. Okay, so the incentive ad is essentially, in this case, promoting the workshop, okay, which can be a free workshop or a paid workshop. It depends on the level of authority that you have and the specificity of the workshop, whether it's an in-person workshop, like you literally have a location where you invite people, you have a venue, like those things are paid, especially if you're offering something that is a material thing or a very highly niche training, that we see in the industry. Okay, so paid or free workshops, but usually with, like, when we showcase something or we are gathering around a specific topic, we'd like to bring those people into our circle, and we like to offer them something that they are actually interested in coming. Okay, it could be a 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 1 week, 7 day. It's up to you. Okay, but we're looking for an optimal, 2 days, 3 days, maybe maybe even a one event, but like really making it a hype around it. Okay, the other incentive can be the group incentive, is especially if it's like very much like cater to helping and cater to nurturing. If I'm going to give you a very specific example here, with the Freelancers Growth Tools, which is essentially a group that is catered towards helping freelancers to get some tools, to get some feedback. There are some trainings happening there. There are some ways that you get some help when you join in. And that's the incentive there. The incentive is like some templates, some incentivized things, and that's why you join in. And once you sign up to join the group, you have to drop your emails. And the next step, they're gonna, hey, here's the group, join here. Okay, so that's how it looks like. And of course, in these type of groups, the workshop launch is starting with the workshop launch. Okay, so the goal is to launch the workshop and then sell after. But if you're doing an incentivized group, then you constantly be feeding. And of course, it doesn't mean you don't have to nurture both, but I'm saying that your approach then is value, and then maybe do some workshops there as well. Like, it's up to you, like once a month if you feel like it. Do some events, connect with people, gather some pain points when they join in the group, and just have your highly targeted tribe there and serve them and nurture them to the best of your abilities. So in this case, you can set up systems like, hey, do you for example, in this group, there's like, hey, do you want us to have a look at your business and give you some XYZ advice? And if so, you can book a call with us. It's free, 15 minutes. We'll just have an assessment with you. And even that call is incentivized sometimes. Like, hey, if you book a call, I'm going to give you like done for you templates to use for your ads, for example. Okay. So even that book the call is incentivized, but I'm saying that there are different ways to structure this. Okay. So essentially, just like I said, the incentive is always there with an automated group funnel, which is like, I have an incentive. Here's why you join a group. I have a very specific topic where I'm collecting very specific, type of people and then nurturing them. So, but essentially, the whole thing is the same. The value group as well, I said, a specific group but people can learn something. And then there are some incentivized freebies for joining, freebies or incentivized templates done for use, plug and play stuff for booking even a call. Okay, so I'm just like giving you the overview just very quickly, because the question is still whether or not it is for your business or not. Okay, so how does it look like? I'm just gonna insert an ad here. Okay, so that was something that I did back in the days, an ad about the workshop, the landing page or sign up page, just to give you an idea of the workshop, and then the group itself where it's leading to. Another example here is the incentive group funnel. For this one, I have not been able to like put the ads that they were running for it because it's no longer running. I do have the swipe file on my phone screenshotted, but for the purpose of this quick training, I can show you how the group sign up page looks like. It's no longer in place, it's no longer running, but this is how it looked like, and this is the end goal. Okay, so this group has how many? Okay, let me check. About 2K. Yeah, about 2K members. And that's just entirely done with Facebook ads. Like, that's how it's been boosted. Of course, organic reach will come as well once the group is getting there. But of course, organic as well is possible, but the boosting of the group is always very advised when you're starting out. And this is a good way to kind of incentivize, okay, for people to join in the group. Now, the question is, and the whole theme of this video is, whether or not it's going to work for your business, whether or not you can deploy this type of group building within your own industry, within your own business. That's the golden question here. And I get, again, a lot of messages from you asking for this specific structure that I just showed you, because you look at it and it's like, okay, that makes sense. I want that. Like, can you do that for me? And I'm always like, let's take a step back here and assess whether or not it makes sense for you. And the only way, sorry, to determine whether or not this makes sense for you is by actually knowing whether or not your ideal target market is hanging out on Facebook, okay? And you can argue with me on this, but you might have like an idea of, I think they are on Facebook, I think they are on Instagram, I think they are on LinkedIn or TikTok, whatever. You can, think, okay, maybe I think they are there. But I don't like to assume things, okay? I don't like to do that. So I'm going to show you what I like to do in order to determine whether or not we can get the type of person that you are targeting and what you're looking for in your business, and what exactly why my process is to verify that. Okay. So I'm just going to close this one and I'm going to share with you my screen. Share screen. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now, we are inside of my business manager on Facebook. If you don't have a business manager, you can set up a business manager very easily for you. You can go to business.facebook.com and you can hover over to um, my audiences, but we will find it at insights and growth tools. So try to hover over, because they always change the layout. But essentially what we try to look here is we try to determine whether or not this is a viable idea for you. So as you can see right now, you see Chicago business owners expanded reach, Chicago minus Y Combinator extended, United States, Chicago, Illinois, age, whatever. So what you're seeing here is audience creation, okay? So essentially what I like to do, and again, we're making assumptions here. We don't know. But what we like to do is we hover over audiences and we click on saved audiences, okay? Essentially, once we get into the saved audiences, what we like to do is, well, we don't know, we're not going to name it just yet, but we're going to put United States, like let's say the whole country. And of course we'll try to build our audiences, okay? We'll try to find out whether or not my idea of targeting these people are viable. Because of the targeting options here, if I was to target business owners, business to business interest, B2B, or a specific group of people, what I would do is I would, in large business enterprises over, for example, 500 employees, I think that's, something if we're doing for looking for higher up. You can also target on income in the US, but only in the US. But I'm just trying to say, okay, I'm targeting big corporations. Like, what would that be? My thought process, language, English. I'm gonna give it broad, guys, for the sake of this one. Okay, just make sure they are, and you can exclude and include and like narrow the audience. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep it really, really, really broad. Okay, I'm gonna give it a name. I'm gonna put business owners plus employee. Okay, US. You can name or segment them as you wish. It's really up to you. Just demonstrating you this very quickly. You can play around with plugging different keywords, okay? And essentially what you will see immediately, and this can change sometimes, that we're looking for 7 to 8 million people in the US only with that type of targeting, okay? But again, depending on the area of your work and what you do, you can really come back to this and try to select and see how big they are, okay? How big the reach of the audience is. We need, and I'm gonna be very specific with you, we need at least this one is a million to 1.8 is a good one, okay? And that's a good size, that's a solid size, that's something that is easy to get results, okay? And everything under like 100K, like for example the Chicago business owners, there it's a tiny group, okay? And that would not work out really well for us when it comes to the ads, okay? And just again, I want you to specifically think about the type of like jobs or type of titles that you're after, or even areas as well, and try to plug it in. First of all, look if there's a way to target it. Okay, if there is a way to go around it and target it, because the targeting options are getting more and more limited. The second thing I want you to look at is like the side of the audience. Sometimes it takes time to populate. Sometimes you will see, audiences that are, taking some time. It will say populating, and it means that it will need some time to actually find you those people. But take a look at this one, because then you have an idea of what you're looking for and how big those people are. Now, just to make sure here that you understand me, like, try to see what we're trying to see, if we can target those people. Okay, can we get that job title, like what we're looking for, within Facebook's thing? Okay, and this is where you could do that, and try to see if you can build out a couple of different variations for yourself. Or if you need help with that with me, and you want to verify it with me, you can reach out to me. I'll gladly verify it for you to see if your workshop funnel is viable, or your group funnel is a viable idea for this platform. But essentially, that's what I'm doing. It's not magic. I'm just trying to, based on what you're looking for, how do I populate that the system, and see how big reach can we get. Can we actually get those people that you're looking for? Okay, and if we have a sufficient amount of people, then I would say, okay, then we can give it a go. I'm going to give you a green light. I think that we can do this. Okay, so that's how I try to understand it as well. Because, and also the other thing is like, is this something that people come to do business? Okay, so maybe you are in an industry where your ideal people are not doing business in this platform. They are posting dog pictures, right? Or something, cat pictures. But essentially, it can be implemented, because we are looking for utilizing Facebook as your own profile to sell, which is, you guys, you are listening to my live on my profile, so you understand where I'm coming from. But essentially, that's what you can do for yourself to verify whether or not there's a viable approach on your group funnel, your whatever you're trying to build as far as the community go. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Again, if you need help with building the system for you, or you are curious about whether or not it would make sense for your business, because this is something that's very much trending for multiple reasons, right? Creating a workshop, creating community, nurturing them, building that place, that go-to place for you and for your business. That you can either reach out to me on Facebook. Either reach out to me on Facebook if you're watching this on Facebook, or if you're listening to this through the podcast. You can drop me an email at contact@dominicalegrand.com. Thank you so much for being here. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow.